Hello everyone, and welcome to another Transformers review. And as you can see, I've gone a little bit off topic again with this review. This is an RID Transformer called Bludgeon. Now as you can see, he's a tank of types, but he's based on the G2, which is a kind of link to the reviews I've been doing at the minute. G2 Megatron figure. Basically the same mould, but a recolour and obviously a rename, and they called him a Destructicon in the RID franchise. Basically in this mode he's got spare missiles clamped on to the side of the tank, but he comes with a air powered sort of squeeze box, I suppose you call them, power source to fire off the missile. And to be fair, it's not that great. It doesn't really get much further than the end of the barrel, but it does work. I believe they did do a recolour of the Optimus Prime figure from the G2 line, which worked the same way, but I think they called him Scourge in the RID line. As for a tank mode, it's pretty good. It's quite a tidy little figure. The alt mode side of things is, there's a little, bit of a hollow there, but that's to take the weapon and the hose for it, the air hose. Some quite nice silver plating on the wheels of the tank, which is quite nice. And all of these details are not stickers by this time, they are all printed on, so there's no sort of things to peel off like the old G1 stickers. And as you can see, although I picked this guy up only the other week, he's in pretty tidy condition. Not really any wear and tear as such. The only thing what is missing on him, if I turn him around, is one of the other clips on this side of the tank to hold the missiles, but I can live with that, and it doesn't really detract from the alt mode or the figure side of things. I'm not sure if he came with 3 missiles originally or just the 2, but they're all identical, and as he's missing the clip, he only really needs the 2 anyway. And also a small handheld sort of laser, which you need to take off really to start with for the transformation anyway. Right, as for the transformation for him, first of all you want to swing the sides of the tank turret out of the way to the side. You then want to pull these back sections of the tank down like so, and they swing right round, and this is to form his legs. They're quite stiff, but as you can see they fold like that, and then you just turn it round, and that's the front. Now the only downside of this figure, I'll move the camera up a little bit because he's getting taller there. The only downside of this figure is the fact it would have been nice if these bits had folded out to be more like toes, because he's a little bit awkward to stand at times because he's quite narrow at the foot, but that's the only real downside, I'd have to say. Once you got into this stage, you flip the front of the tank over to form his chest, and then obviously you can revolve the sides down, and then you just spin them around at the bottom to form his lower arms, and you can see the holes there for his fists, and you can bend it at the elbow to make it more posable. Now with the main gun, that slides to the side, and then there's a tab just on the front here. You just get your fingernail underneath and flip that over, and there is his head. Now I have to say, of all of the representations of the G1 sort of Megatron, they've kept the same head obviously and just done slight colour changes on it, but that is a fantastic G1 Megatron mould for the head. Better than the actual G1 Megatron. If if they'd have brought this figure out as a G1 Megatron, I think they'd have done better with him. Yeah, obviously the colour scheme's not right for Megatron as such, being yellow, but on the G2 line I believe he was green and purple, and I think on the smaller one purple. You can even use, because the missiles are the wrong way round, his spare missiles almost like his fusion cannon as well on his arm, and of course you can hold the pistol in his hand, which is not unreminiscent the one he shoots Prime with in the G1 movie, but maybe that's just a coincidence. And as I say, the missiles just pop on the barrel of the tank and that becomes a shoulder weapon. I mean, huge shoulder weapon, I should point out. That is possibly one of the biggest missiles of any of the Transformers I've ever come across. Now, as a figure that I wasn't wholly aware of, I mean I was aware of the G2 Megatron, but I wasn't so aware of this version of him. But after getting this, I wish I'd got a G2. Posability is great. He's got knee articulation. He's even got, even though he doesn't even need it for the transformation, he's got waist articulation, so he can turn at the waist. He's got elbow, shoulder articulation in both up and down at the main body and at the higher part of the arm, above the forearm. Head has got 360, and it's even a nice touch as well where his head flips up, another panel comes up to replace the hole there. Would have been quite nice if there'd been a Decepticon logo on there, but you know, I mean now I'm nitpicking because this is a really good figure. If you can pick this one up, I mean I got him, I think it was about £4. I mean if you can pick him up, he's well worth having in either G2 or, like say, this is the RID bludgeon version of him. This figure's a real good mould, real good figure, definitely worth picking up. Now, getting on to another little subject just at the end of this video before I sign off. I noticed this is my 99th video. I'm still nowhere near going through all my figures yet. But I hope to do something a little bit special. One of the nicer figures, still boxed, and one of me sort of, again, a more favourite, more classic figure from the G1 line for my 100th video. But as I usually say, if there's anything anyone particularly wants to see, please feel free. I've got the combiners coming up at some point. Once I dig them up, I'm all out, and obviously find their cards and everything, try and get it as complete as I can to show you them. They'll be coming up at some point, but I thought I'd just do this one for my 99th video. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's a really good figure. I mean it's quite new to me and it might be new to you as well, but definitely one worth picking up. I can't sort of recommend this one highly enough actually, considering that it's a mould from the 90s. It's definitely worth having. And that's about it for now. Thank you for everyone who's subscribed so far, and I shall see you again for another Transformers review. That's it really. All the best, and I'll see you for my 100th video.